Hi everybody, Project Melanie again. I know you probably just watched my little short intro, so I'm just going to dive right in and discuss something very important that a lot of people probably are not knowledgeable about, because I know I consider myself to be knowledgeable about a lot of things, especially health-wise. But this topic is something that I hadn't even heard of or considered. So, basically, to make a very long story short, I had been experiencing a lot of health issues. A lot. One week I'd be in pain, maybe my arm would hurt, my hand would hurt, my side, my back. But it got to the point where I was working full time and my knee started hurting. It started hurting so bad it was debilitating. I swear, it was like, I couldn't hardly get out of bed. So, at that point, I'm pretty much a person that takes pain and can take a lot of pain. And, if I'm in tears, there's really something wrong. Because I had 7 kids and didn't have painkiller with any but one. So, yeah, I consider myself to be able to take a lot of pain, and I usually don't complain. I try to be strong and just deal with it. If it's a little bit of pain, I usually ignore it, which I probably shouldn't, because I hate going to the doctor. I don't go unless I just really have to. But this pain was so bad that I was in tears. I tried getting out of bed. I couldn't hardly get out. My knee was stiff. It was painful. It was just horrible. So, after trips back and forth to the doctor and getting an x-ray, it was determined, they said, looking at the x-ray, I had osteoporosis. No, osteoarthritis, my fault. Osteoarthritis in my knee. And my doctor was trying to say that the x-ray still didn't look so bad. And, as for the type of pain that I was in, he was saying that it didn't look that bad. But I'm like, look, I'm in pain. I need something for pain. He prescribed me tramadol. After taking one pill of the tramadol, I was sick, really sick. The next day, I was nauseated. I was sweating. It was just a really bad experience. And I'm like, I'm not going to continue taking this mess. I'm not going to keep taking this. I don't feel good. I don't want to be laid up like this. And then I was stressed out thinking about how, I have to go to work. I worked night shift for over 20 years. I was like, I got to go to work. I was off for a few days and then I called off for a few more days. And I'm like, I'm just not used to not being reliable. My job was usually able to depend on me, but it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? If I can't walk, I'm not doing anybody any good. If I'm coming to work dragging a leg, I'm like, come on now. So, I'm going back and forth with my doctor and his medical assistant. I'm like, look, you all have to prescribe me something else. I can't take the tramadol, Tylenol, and Motrin, and all that other stuff. That wasn't even putting a dent in the pain. I'm like, I'm miserable, like confined to the bed, basically. So, my doctor told me to come in, early one morning. I drug myself out of bed. My husband drove me. I had to walk with him, holding my arm, helping me along. And I'm pretty independent. And so of course I didn't like that. But I was grateful that he was there with me to help me because, I was in that much pain. So talking to the doctor, he prescribed me something called meloxicam. I'm like, I really don't like medicines like that. I don't. I like herbs. And if I can find something herbal, then I'll take that any day over this medication, because all this medication has all kind of side effects. So, excuse me. So, I went home after that appointment, and my husband went and got my meds. I took one of the meloxicam. It seemed to give me a little bit of relief. Not much. And so I'm like, you know what? Something's got to give. Something's got to give. So as time went on, a family friend suggested that I get my vitamin D level checked. And at first she asked me, have you ever had them checked with your labs? I'm like, you know what? I get labs done like very frequently because I'm a diabetic. And they always have to check my A1C. And I was like, no, I just had labs done. And I looked on my health portal online where I can pull up all of my health records. I'm like, no, my vitamin D has never been checked. So I talked to my doctor. He wrote an order for me to go in and get that lab drawn. The same day, I got a call from the medical assistant, which informed me that my vitamin D level was very low. She didn't say how low it was, and I was in the middle of actually running into my therapist's office. She had just called my name to come back. And, you know, so the medical assistant was on the phone, and she was like, yeah, you know, you're going to be put on vitamin D. You're going to have to take vitamin D or whatever. I'm like, okay, fine, blah, blah, whatever. Get off the phone because I'm, you know, trying to get my therapy because Lord knows I need therapy. Not ashamed of it. So I got through with therapy. I sat in my truck before driving off to go back home. And I looked at the health portal and looked at my vitamin D level. My level was 6.9. Critically deficient. Critically. And I'm like, you know what? How can this happen? I get labs drawn frequently. Never had my vitamin D checked. I even see an endocrinologist because I used to have a brain tumor, a pituitary gland tumor. No one ever thought to check my vitamin D. At this point, I'm livid because as I'm looking online at the level, I'm like, if mine is 6.9, normal, they say they want you to be within the 40 to 80 range. When it gets to 20, they start saying that you're deficient. Mine is 6.9. I'm walking around here with hardly any vitamin D in my body at all. Come on now. Who dropped the ball? You know, a lot of people were saying that it's routine to have your vitamin D level checked. But here I am. I had never had mine checked. Nobody had ever ordered it. And even with the pituitary gland tumor that I had, it seemed like the endocrinologist would have made that mandatory to check. Nothing. So looking at all of the side effects of not having vitamin D or being deficient, critically deficient in vitamin D, I had all of the symptoms. Classic textbook. Weakening of the bones, softening of the bones, depression, hair loss, weight gain. I mean, all kind of stuff. And I mean, I'm still mad. Because I was darn near wheelchair bound. You know, I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do anything. Right now, my knee that was in so much pain, it's getting better. Because now, of course, they gave me the 50,000 unit vitamin D that I have to take once a week. It's getting better. And plus, I'm using some herbal supplements that I'll tell you about later. But one knee was in excruciating pain. Like I said, I'm like, you know what? They're talking about osteoarthritis. But after my own research, no, it's something called osteomalacia. And this is due to the softening of the bones when you're deficient in vitamin D. You know, like I said, I'm still upset. I'm thankful that God put someone in my life that recognized the symptoms. Recognized the symptoms and told me to demand that my vitamin D was checked. Or today, like what, 2 weeks later, I would probably be in a wheelchair. That's how much pain I was in. I was actually asking my doctor, could you order me a 4-prong cane? That's how much pain I was in. You know, it's ridiculous. You have to be your own advocate. And I just think about all the other people out there that probably have had the same issue and had to be put in wheelchair because they never had their vitamin D checked. Just didn't know. Something as simple as vitamin D. Come on now. So right now, I'm healing. Excuse me. A little choked up. Let me get some water. I'm healing. I made the decision to stop working. I've been working nights for over 20 years. And I decided, look, enough's enough. My health is more important. I got one knee that's hurting. The other knee is making popping noises because my bones are soft. I got an arm that's, wishy-washy. It hurts one day, and then my thumb is always hurting. It's just all kind of crazy stuff I had going on. All because I'm deficient in vitamin D. So, with that, I just want to let you know, be an advocate for yourself, these doctors. And plus, I'm in a really small town. These doctors, I mean, you have to speak up for yourself. Had I not asked for that test, I would still be going through the same thing, not getting any kind of help. I want to show you some things that have helped me. These are CBD products, Hemp Works. This is the relief cream, and I rub this on my knee, and I tell you what, I get relief. I get relief. I went from not being able to hardly walk, get out of bed. I rub this on, and within, I want to say about 15 minutes, you start feeling relief. This is some good stuff. Also, I take this. This is the CBD tincture, like the drops. Full spectrum hemp oil. Good stuff. Good stuff. And I'm not taking any of the traditional medicines right now. This is what I'm taking. I don't want the side effects. I don't want the opioids that could possibly get me hooked. I'd rather pay for this and buy this and know that it's working better for me in the long run, and I don't have any side effects and all of the other benefits that comes along with it. I'm going to leave a link for you in case you're interested, but and just know this. I don't promote anything that I haven't used and that I don't trust, because like I said, this has been a godsend for me. These drops, they also work as an inflammatory, as well as for a whole bunch of other stuff like anxiety. Yes, I've had, anxiety. This helps. It helps people with insomnia. I have a couple of sons that can't sleep, and then they start taking this, and now they're getting restful sleep. But I'm just saying, be an advocate for yourself, and it's just, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to still be here. I'm blessed to still be able to walk around, and like I said, I'm recuperating and seeing that my bones have softened. I'm a work in progress. That's all I can say. I'm a work in progress. I'm taking it easy so that I can get built back up to 100%. So if you have any questions about anything, or you're curious about this vitamin D, I'm just saying, Google. If you're having these kind of funny symptoms and nobody can seem to tell you what's wrong or why you're hurting, why is your back hurting? Oh, they can't find anything wrong. Why is your hand hurting this week and then all of a sudden it stops? Get your vitamin D checked. Like I said, I'm an advocate for that now. Get your vitamin D checked, because there's a lot of unnecessary things that I have suffered through. If I would have known what I know now. But I'm just glad and thankful that I'm getting help now. But like I said, I'll leave a link. And if you're interested, like I said, these CBD products, these are the bomb. You want to grab some. All right. Thanks for watching. Once again, this is Project Melanie. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Have a great day.